What's up, everyone? So I'm doing a book review today on Love Wins, and it's about heaven, hell, and the fate of every person who ever lived. And this was actually one of my favorite books that I've ever read. So basically what he talks about is all the stuff that Christians don't want to talk about. He applies scripture to preconceived notions about what we already think about religion and our relationship with God. It was definitely an uncomfortable book to read. I think it was eye-opening for how we as Christians view the world, or as non-Christians. I'm gonna share some of what I really liked about this book. So this is one of my favorite things that he wrote. Taking heaven seriously then means suffering seriously now, not because we've bought into the myth that we can create a utopia given enough time, technology, good voting choices, but because we have great confidence that God has not abandoned human history and is actively at work within us, taking it somewhere. I'd say one of my favorite parts about this whole book was when he talks about the prodigal son. Basically, the story goes that there's a father and he has two sons. One of the sons comes to the father and he says, "Dad, I want my inheritance now." Well, then he goes out and he blows his whole inheritance, and the other son is like, "What the heck? That's not cool, man." But then the other son that blew all of his money and inheritance, he comes back and he's like, "Dad, please, I'll do anything. Can I work for you? I'll work as like a slave. I'll do whatever it takes. I want to be back in your good graces." And the dad's like, "You've always been in my good graces. No matter what you do, I love you anyways." And basically, the story on the other brother's side, he's like, "This isn't fair. I've been here all along. Why do you throw him a party and you don't even acknowledge that I've been working so hard for you all this time and I've never done anything wrong?" He's like, "I cared for you this whole time. I deserve more," kind of thing. The dad's response is like, "My other son came back." He's like, "That's worth celebrating." And he says, "But you've been there all along, and everything I have is yours." And the son, like, just doesn't understand. He's like, the one son, he had the wrong outlook on it the whole time. He was doing it out of the wrong place in his heart. So basically there are two parts. Part of the son is where he's living in hell, and that's at the party where he could be miserable. He could be like, "This isn't fair. Why doesn't my dad love me?" Or he could be living in heaven where he accepts, "Yes, my dad has loved me all along, and I will continue to do this because he's loved me all along." Think to yourself, there are two people at the party. Which one do I want to be? Do I want to be in heaven or do I want to be in hell? What kind of people do I want to be around? Heaven or hell? Heaven or hell? And I think you can make that choice in most everything in life. Do you want to sit in hell or do you want to sit in heaven? Above all, definitely read this book. It is awesome. 10 out of 10.